Hey, I'm Will, and we're back to Growing My Grandpa. Our we did our first interaction where we taught him how to say grandpa and hello, and we fed him things. He seems happy. I didn't feed him any, bad things, like batteries or pink fiberglass or anything, so. But pretty much, Grandpa is a weird, undying, possibly immortal being with slight psychic powers to be able to read the minds to sort of mimic things. So it's kind of the question, like, how much does Grandpa actually think for itself, and how much is it just mimicking things it realizes that's around it? To the point where, like, the researchers were, like, wearing mirrors and whatnot. I don't know, sure if it was, like, to reflect its powers, but it also, like, starts taking on, like, face and other characteristics of people that it's trying to mimic, so. But I'm a kid. I'm a kid with parents that fight, and I found a weird thing in the basement in which I'm trying to make it grow into Grandpa. This thing is ancient. It's lived for many weeks, many months, many years. But alright, let's go ahead and end our first week. It might be second week. I don't remember. This is our first time we actually did stuff with Grandpa. I'll have to click. Last time we did a lot of reading, so we'll see how much we do this time. Food acquired, all that stuff. Weekly summary. Documents acquired, a lot of stuff. We read a lot of stuff, and a lot of backstory. Knowledge you acquired this week has given you access to a new conversation topic to discuss with Grandpa. Language. Consider discussing this when Grandpa emerges. Week 3. Okay, and I think after week 5, like week 5's the max. Like by then, I think that's when you have to like dispose of the thing. Currently, I think we're playing like a psychologist or a counselor or something. A caseworker for Adrian. Adrian's a child with parents that aren't doing so good, trying to grow Grandpa. And I'm trying to help the kid by playing make-believe and pretending like everything's alright, but as I dive in deeper, Grandpa was actually like a researcher, so it looks like a lot of this stuff could possibly be true, which we know it's true because we're playing Adrian, but the other character that's trying to help is slowly, I think, figuring out that this stuff could be real. Mrs. Richardson approached me the other day in order to remark on Adrian's development. She noted how much more at ease she appeared when called upon in class, or when asked to participate in group exercises. I told her I had seen this change happen as well, and that as much as I would like to take credit for it, I can only guess dimly at what might be reshaping her attitude, in which it seems like her taking care of Grandpa is giving her like confidence because she was like a real extreme shyness and shut in. Mrs. Richardson posetted. There's a lot of words here I'm gonna horribly mispronounce. Probably if I heard the word I'd know exactly what it is. Posetted, but that it was perhaps Adrian's family moving into their grandfather's property that caused the change. It apparently is out of the country, in a wooded area, full of wide open space, and far from the bustle and noise of the city. The grandfather, Dr. Jacob Hart, which that is a lot, all the research papers we've been reading is all from this fella, had jointly purchased the land with the university he was employed with, and began constructing what was intended to be a satellite campus for a burgeoning psychological anthropology program he had at hand in establishing. Only one building ever ended up being constructed after Dr. Hart died in a car accident when driving back from the property one day. Eerily, at almost the exact same time, a grad student who was assisting Dr. Hart on some sort of project at the property vanished without a trace. That might be William, who I guess got too close to the thing and started getting affected by it. The property sat in disuse for years as it was tied up in legal battles between Dr. Hart, next of kin, the university, and the vanished grad student's family, and the other students Dr. Hart was working with. Eventually, the case was settled out of court. Only recently did the property fall into the possession of Adrian's mother. Obviously, I was not going to relay this whole tragic story to Adrian, who, for all we know, believes her grandpa is still living in the basement of his home. Besides, I thought she might already know all this. Perhaps the elaborate story she was constructing was her own way of escaping the morbid details of life, or perhaps lives, cut short by the cruel force of fate and the cynical adults who squabbled in the aftermath. I determined perhaps the storytelling she was and continues to engage in should not be encouraged by me. At least not in the way I went about it before, where I made active inquiries into her strange fantasy of a semi-sentient ball of skin. Which the thing looks like a weird, fleshy thing covered in whiskers or spines. When I saw Adrian, I did not bring up her grandpa, and ask questions about his growth. Adrian could not stop talking about it, however. I had no choice but to weather her bizarre and enthusiastic effusions about her new best friend. Adrian, maybe we can talk about something else. I'm not sure I'm following you exactly. He's gotten so big. He has so many whiskers that come out, and I can see them move around when I think about him. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm so happy Grandpa's back. He's so much cooler than Mom and Dad. Once again, for what it's worth, I have to put down the story she told me as the best as I could. Adrian once again told me about growing her grandpa. We're in the basement. So, every day, every week, the trash respawns. So we have to examine trash pile, remove the trash, because there could be new food items under there, new information, papers. I don't know how the trash respawns, but who's that, an ear? What are you? It looks edible. Grandpa might like this. It's a kiwi. I thought Grandpa would have liked a pulsating sack grows in the corner of the basement. It seems like it could easily be opened with a sharp edge. Though it can't go back there because we need some form of light. Cabinet. Examine something slouching under the weight in refuge. I'm wondering how this stuff got here. Who's putting this trash back in here? Who is the dick that keeps filling up this place with trash? And then also, every week we can talk to Grandpa about topics, too. Like how it said I can now talk to him about language. Which I wonder if I can keep talking to him about the same topics, and if progressively, as he's able to speak more, he can, tell us more. Because he's still forming his mouth flaps. So he seemed to have trouble talking to me. I hate this drawer. And this is some kind of key safe thing on this drawer. The painting. Grab. Last time I could rip a piece off of it. Looks like nothing this time. I'm getting pretty fast at this trash. Okay, we got more notes. You ready for this? Oh, cool. What are you? A potato. Looks edible. Grandpa should love potatoes. Life. Teach Grandpa this word to read the notes of the past educators. Alright, so now we can teach him the word life. Then back here again. Search trash. Indecision. Man, we got so many words to teach Grandpa. Because I can't remember how many words we got last time. But I know we taught him at least hello and his name, Grandpa. It's like sometimes you'll like get to the last piece and it'll like drop something. There's a bulbous growth over here? That can't be good. Can't be good that the bulbous growths are spreading. Now we're back here with Grandpa. Don't need to come here. That's just all the items we found. Go to the kitchen corner. Well, let's go to Grandpa first and see if he likes the kiwi. Okay, Grandpa, what do you think about this potato? Okay, so he's indifferent about the potato. We have to put it up to his nostrils. Okay, cool. So he doesn't seem to particularly love any of these. Aww. I just wanted to check and see what he liked first before I fed him. But we're going to feed him. We won't let Grandpa go hungry. Oh yeah, we can search and see if there's any more foods. Ooh, a pear. Ooh, a strawberry. Okay, so what we can do is we can take things he might stop it. I just want to see. Can I? Let's go ahead and take the banana, and let's go ahead and combine it with a battery. The battery's concealed in the browning banana flesh. And what sounds when I feed him that? Because I don't know exactly why we want to feed him inanimate objects. But one researcher said it's more the act of feeding as opposed to actually the food that you feed them. Although quickly consumed, the meal seemed to be causing some indigestion. And with a sudden lurch, Grandpa empties his stomach onto the floor. The contents of the pool together in front of the cage. Oh, I'm sorry, Grandpa. Okay, so maybe that stuff helps him puke? Okay, let's go ahead and feed him a strawberry. The meal appears to be sufficient. You step away from the window and bars. Grandpa silently slides back to his corner. Does that count as a... Okay. So he needs 3. Emptied his stomach. Let's go ahead and see what happened when he emptied his stomach. Ooh. Still somewhat wet. This might help you explore some more of the basement. Okay, cool. So having Grandpa puke isn't such a bad thing. We're going to make sure he gets all of his food, though. I bet this goes to the bottom drawer. It pops open. A photo of your mother as a young woman. The recognition of the face kicks off a cascade of emotional and meaning deep within your psyche. Also, the more Grandpa feeds off emotions and like memories and stuff too. So I wonder if he'll start talking about like Mom now. Okay. Explore the basement. There's nothing else I can explore. Unless I can get Grandpa to vomit up a Blade? He already puked once. I don't think I can get him to puke a second time, so we should probably keep the other items. The fiberglass. Go ahead and feed him a pear. He said this was alright. Gum, 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 gum. Appears to be sufficient. Okay. And new one was the kiwi, right? No, it was strawberry. There we go. Got him as 3. Step away from the window. Grunts in appreciation and locomotions towards his favorite corner. So maybe making him vomit every day will help unlock new items. Alright, go to Grandpa. Let's go ahead and teach him some words. We can teach him these 2. So let's go ahead and teach him life. You approach the small window. And I have to like hold it into areas to make his meat flaps learn how to say the word. Ooh, here we go. You have completed the lesson. You take a look at the back of the vocabulary module card, and the notes were written by administrators of the past. At week 3 of growth, number 24 Whiskers appeared to recall some information from the previous growth cycle. We can't be sure that this was really the case. For all we know, what we interpreted as it recollecting this information was really it drawing somatic content from one of our recollections of it and redeploying it without rationality or contextualization. For the sake of our safety, and for the sake of the scientific inquiry we are attempting to draw out from Whiskers, whether it somehow retains knowledge from the previous cycles in its morphalic nucleus, we did not think it was possible the nucleus, through complex and incredible in its regenerative abilities, was capable of this, and that the nerve network that grew from it made up the base of Whiskers' mind. And so we are now attempting to ask Whiskers, as best as we can, if it has ever died, or what it might remember if it did. Because like every time they like burn it and stuff, there's always a little bit left, and if that little bit can maybe remember, that you just keep fucking burning it to death. Ooh, this one's gonna be a challenge. This is a long one. You can do it, Grandpa. I wonder if you can fail this. Because like I'm so focused over here, I can't really see Grandpa do what he's doing. Or the letters lighten up on top. It's going to be fun hearing him say it though, since it's a long word. Aw, he said it. We are introducing the latest growth of Whiskers to more subtle social cues, and testing its ability to judge mental states of participants in conversation. The somatic content that flows to Whiskers via the psi field is still becoming muddled and slipped without distinction into conversation, although our intention of instilling it in a solid theory of mind will perhaps make it begin to understand that we do not know what it knows, or know what we are without our control sending to it. One would think a theory of mind seems to develop as a part of its maturation process in order to hunt sentient beings. It must be able to deceive them In order to deceive them, it must be able to make certain metacognitive judgments. For example, if their deception appears to be working, or how one ought to be deceived. We may never see it develop a theory of mind anytime soon, as Dr. Hart has disallowed a cycle of Whisker's growth to live beyond its beginning of maturity. Because, yeah, they end up, like, burning it after a while. Alright, observe. You examine Grandpa, noting its movements and stuff. Grandpa appears content and ready to cooperate. Hey, Gramps. It, like, opens up and you get to see, like, Grampy. Although still not fully formed, it revealed. It may be fruitful to speak with it, if it can respond. Ask about Wish. Ask about Grandpa. We can ask it old questions, too. Sweet! Grandpa's still struggling somewhat to speak due to its underdeveloped tongue, mouth, and jaw. However, it manages to rasp out an answer. Hunger is not enough. On the walls of the cave, the Arrock can be hunger transformed. Desire is fulfilled by pain. Your grandpa doesn't have the right words right now. I can only say, I love you. Love is not enough, though. Desire is not enough. Project it outwards. Make it true to yourself. If only a symbol, then it will be enough. For me and for you. In which the more, like, it runs off, like, psychic energy and stuff like that, so making you project what this love and wish is will help Grandpa form more into that being, or what love that Adrian's wanting it to try to give back. To our knowledge, it only mimics. At least this time we actually have more of a face. Something to grow in. My skin is not the doll's skin. My skin is not like your skin either. I can still feel your eyes on me inside my shell. I have many eyes to see, but I don't need them as much as I need your eyes, with which I can understand as seeing me. There is a cycle of attention. You give me myself, but I am still not that. Slowly I form a human shape, and you see me more as human, and I become that. We are forming Grandpa. The biohazard bin is what we burn the older Grandpa and discard him in and whatnot. They kept putting me in the box, sleeping, and then set a light. And then in a box in a corner, in the darkness. Most of you couldn't read then. The scribe came and wrote what everyone said. They wrote on strips of bark with the reeds. No, it was not that. It was a paper posted somewhere. It had the words to open the box. I was half dead in the box. The part of me that dies was put there for a long time. The part of me and the other things they threw in. A refuge pile. Papers they discarded. This is the new topic we haven't talked to him about yet. Grandpa is old. My lives were easier before I made myself to speak, and before you made clothes to wear and rules to obey. Your grandpa remembers. I have learned much in many lives and deaths. Keep speaking with me. I love talking to you and learning from you, and it helps your grandpa so much. Soon I will be everything you would like me to be. So I'm kind of questioning, like, how much did the researchers actually understand about it mimicking versus how much it needs to mimic to be able to communicate? Like, maybe it need... Of course, we always, like, shot it off, like, murdered it before it had a chance to do anything else, but... Okay, let's go ahead and save the game. Let's go ahead and do it next week. Sorry, Grandpa, I made you vomit. Food acquired. Documents acquired. Oh, we could have looked at the photo of Mom. The time I have to spend compiling an evaluation of Adrian is almost up, and I still can't say what to make of her changes in mood. It is, of course, the case that children of Adrian's age are nowhere near finished learning and growing. I may have to simply be happy that Adrian was able to improve her attitude. However, something is in the odd and occasionally grotesque stories she continues to bring up to me still strikes me as meaningful. How has your week been, Adrian? Grandpa is almost ready. He's almost finished. Well, sort of. Ah. He's almost as big as his shell now. He has a face. And he can talk pretty well. Almost has legs. I see. Before, I have to put down the story she told me as the best I could. Once again, Adrian told me about growing her grandpa. Alright, we're back down here. Let's just go ahead and start from the... Okay, we need some form of light. Examine, trash. Start with the trash pile. Hopefully eventually we'll get something... It's probably like a event thing, like... Eventually I'm going to find like a flashlight or something, but... I don't think like replaying wise would I start off with a flashlight or something to get back wherever that is sooner. Ooh, is that a loaf of bread? Bar soap. It isn't really food. Grandpa might like it afterwards. Grandpa's been saying some bad words. Go ahead and check this again. Alright, here we go again. See what we can find. Damn it. Feels like I've played like a lot of like cleaning horror games lately. Meaning. Bam. 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 Grabby, 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 grabby. Yep, hate that. The whole grandpa thing, like what it is and stuff like that, is fascinating to me. I want to know more about it, what it is and does and all that stuff. Anything here? No. Alright, and then... Oh, there's a bulbous growth over here. Then check the bomb drawer. Nothing. We should probably also check, that photo, too, of Mom. See if there was anything special about it. I forgot to check it, like, in the study corner. Because all that, like... We went through all that stuff, read it on my first, part. See if I hear a lot of bad mispronunciations. Ooh, flatbread. And check that out for all the backstory. Alright, examine. I just like to check and see if there's anything new in the description, in case it's like, oh, well, there's this over here now. Kid's pretty brave, though. Like, to be out here, like, trying to grow this weird being. Is it a mushroom? Mushroom! Symbol. Okay, so we did all this. I keep thinking, like, that's going to be something. But I know it's not. And the bulbous growth, we can't do anything with it right now. So I wonder if it's something that Grandpa vomits up. Okay, let's go to Grandpa and take a look at him. Oh, look, Grampy! Grandpa seems fatigued and almost anemic. Some of its spines appear brittle. Perhaps it would be more cooperative to feed an iron-rich meal like meat. But then again, it said specifically, do not feed it meat. Let's go ahead and do the study corner. I want to see if I can find Mom's photo. Look at this photograph! Okay. There was nothing. Kitchen corner. Wait, I remember it saying, do not feed it meat. Apple. Lower fridge. Jackfruit. Ooh. Jackfruit's tasty. Okay. So let's go ahead and take the potato. They look the same, right? We'll go ahead and feed them that. And then we'll feed them the regular things. Hey, Grandpa. Here you go. Nom nom nom. Son lurching Grandpa empties stomach on the floor. A pool of Grandma's previous stomach expulsions. Do you like jackfruit? Ooh. Jackfruit is pretty good. It reminds me of like slightly like olives. And some of it's like I've never had like the fresh, I've always had it from like a can. But for some reason it has like to me a taste of like olives. Well, cashews are rich in iron, right? Alright? I have a feeling once we give them meat, some shit's going to go down. But for some reason, we were never supposed to give them meat. That was like something in the papers. Oh, shit. We need one more thing. Sorry, Gramps. Let's go ahead and give you something else. Flatbread? You like flatbread? Nom 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 nom. Let's see what he puked up first. Because I'd rather, Ooh. He seems fatigued and almost anemic. Ooh, okay, cool. Grandpa, why'd you eat these? So now we can go explore the basement and cut open those, nodules. I forget what was in them. It was like some kind of like a weird... I can't remember. Appearing in a small open created by your incision. In its oily cavity, a powerful smell of rot arises, and many small, intricate beings lay motion. Yeah, it's like a whole bunch of faces. However, you just barely hear the near silent slithering of something, or maybe it's just your imagination. Yeah, it was like little faces or something is what they saw, but when they like gave it, I think they gave the thing to it, and it liked it. Anthropodic Remnant 1. A self-sufficient animal form knit together from years of ambient thoughts left to crawl around in the basement. Grandpa may enjoy the flesh. Little friends. Still can't go in there. Let's go ahead and cut these all open, because I wonder if they will respawn also. Kind of like the trash. Oh, yep, okay. Kind of like the trash every day. Well, shit. I wonder if I can feed Grandpa one more item. And give him some of this meat. Or if it's going to be too much and he's going to puke. Oh, hi. Okay, so I guess we might be able to get multiple ones. Snip, 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 snip. So this must be Remnant 2. Bam. Bam. Well, I didn't want to be mean to Grandpa. I should have to get whatever items he would vomit up. Because I didn't know like what would happen if I gave him the stuff. And I felt kind of bad. Number 2 is the most creepy one, since it has like a face with it. Okay, let's go ahead and enter. Can I give Grandpa a fleshy thing? Seems excited by the flesh smell. The meal appears to have been particularly well received. Your offering of flesh stirs something within Grandpa. From within its folds of its body, a wiry proboscis-like appendage begins to emerge. It may be worth taking a look at this after the feeding. Knowledge of you has recently required giving you access to new conversation topics. Proboscis. Okay, let's go ahead and teach him. Well, let's go ahead and examine it. You motion to Grandpa to approach, and you point at the thin protuberance. Grandpa silently ambles closer to the bars and fully extends towards you. A minuscule needle extends from the tip. It appears to be one more thing you must give. It will only be for the sake of... Scissors? Just cut it off? Glue? I can glue Mom? I can make him a mother. Okay, so let's go ahead and teach Grandpa. Meaning. Let's go ahead and teach him meaning. The meanings. Come on. Meaning. Meaning. You can do it, Grandpa. That's good, Grandpa. It's cool just hearing it talk. We further delve into abstraction with whiskers. Partially. Oh, partially? Yeah. Partly? Or perhaps for the most part, for the purpose of determining the origin of its recollections that precede its death. Dr. Hart has begun to theorize that the process of death, the structure of whiskers, is compressed back into a morphallic nucleus, and then later, upon re-establishing the nerve netting that is laced through its spines, is slowly resembling and redeploying as needed. I do not think this is the case, for I can plainly see that the growth cycles in which Whiskers is not receiving our pronunciation and vocabulary lessons, that its capacity general for comprehending its environment is greatly diminished. And in the simulated conversations we carry out, Whiskers struggles greatly, or else does not participate. In any case, we need to press on with our lessons and heed Dr. Hart's caution regarding terminating the growth cycle before Whiskers' allotted growth time passes, or if it appears to be becoming a little too competent at appearing human. Interesting. Gross! Grandpa's proboscis is out. Gross, put that away. Come on, Grandpa. Oh, he's sitting down now. Go ahead and teach him symbol. 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 Move those meat flaps. Symbol. That was easy. Good job, Grandpa. There appears to be nothing written in here, or if there was, it's been thoroughly erased. Uh-oh. Alright, let's go ahead and go to Grandpa again. Let's go ahead and talk to him. Grandpa accedes to your request. It approaches the bars and begins to unknit its skin. The inner Grandpa, though still not fully formed, is revealed. It may be fruitful to speak with it. Oh, gross. Hi. Ask about Wish. Oh, look, he's got glasses. Oh, you're asking me about your wish. When you wished for me to come back, that's when I knew I would. Your desperation was strong, and your wish for your parents, well, if you give me what I want, I'll give you what you want. You know I love you. I am for whatever you want. And I love you just as much as you love me. But desperation and love is not enough. People deep down know they can't get what they wish for without some transformation. There is something that sits at the root of everyone's soul, that understands the separation between them and eternity. You may desire something, but you know you won't get it without some movement on your part. So it is not enough to just wish, which, you know, will not work. You must wish and a little more to transform your intention into something that might fructify, or for the desire to become reality. Okay, Grandpa. Ah, you're asking about my shell. Oh well, you see, I like to have something to grow in, something shaped like a person. It just helps to have something surrounding me when I don't have skin. My whiskers do the growing. My whiskers? Yes, you know, the hairy little things. I am a part of it, and it is a part of me. However, my whiskers are what heard you wishing for me to come back. And so they went to work in the shell you provided. The whiskers also help you envision me as what you desire. You have such a nice imagination. If I weren't in my shell, you would have my whiskers exposed and a knitting together my face. That might interrupt the feedback loop on my reading your desires, and then acting upon the desire I have read, and then once again reading your reaction. We wouldn't want that interfered with. The material of the doll you put down is a good fit. It's not the most comfortable, but it's quite flexible, and thankfully my shell was able to adjust nicely to my growth. I forgot that there's different text here. Grandpa loudly clears his throat before gently responding in a lucid, well-projected voice. Oh, you're asking about the medical waste bin. I believe it's locked up. I heard them punch it in the code many times as they placed part of burnt-up dying self in the bin. They often forgot what the code was and had to go check on the wall where they were always taping up the sheets upon sheets of information, so much that the new papers would cover the old. What do you think you would find there? Well, perhaps something they did throw in trash inside from time to time, bits of paper and so forth. I remember seeing a man who looked quite like me. His daughter had given him a photo of her new boyfriend. He threw it in the bin in disgust and joked with one of his colleagues. It may still be there for all we know. I forgot to go check the board. Ask about language. Ah, you're asking about language. Well, the more you taught me, and the more I was able to learn myself by hearing what you are thinking and saying. A week ago, I could speak a little bit, but I was less of what you imagined me to be, and not quite the talker I am at the moment. Part of what I'm saying is, of course, made up of what you expect me to say. I think I'm very comfortable being open and honest with you because I am your grandpa, and I love you, and certainly that makes us part of what I am. However, there's a part of me deeper down, the thing that created me maybe, that undying nucleus. It is answering for me as well, and is unaffected by whoever might shape what I become with their thoughts. Little friends. Ah, you're asking about my little friends. Well, yes, they come from me. They grow around in the pockets of flesh and protoplasm. Think of them like dreams, maybe. I'll explain. Have you ever had a dream that was sort of like a bunch of people, places, and events you experienced, all mixed together and jumbled up? It sorts through and disposes of the refuge of a mind. My little friends are like that, refuge. And in ridding myself of them, I'm casting off the excess material I did not use in developing life forms. Anyone who comes close to me, well, they are my eyes, my nose, my skin. Their thoughts become mine in the shape I make. However, when I was alone for so long, I didn't have a lot of people near me. What are you thinking and expecting me is shaping what I'm saying? How am I saying it? Do you understand? And so, because I did not have enough input from my surroundings in order to put the material to use, the material falls off my body, crawls away, and usually dies. I am able to make the most of my material when someone is looking right at me, projecting who I will be, like you are now. What you are thinking and expecting me is shaping what I'm saying. How am I saying it? Do you understand? Tell him, Grandpa, your proboscis is out. Oh, you're asking about my proboscis. It is just a little tube I keep to help me feeding on blood. You could say it's my real mouth, but it's not really a mouth. It appears because you fed me flesh. One of those little friends you found. The friends you found, I think. Your feeding me flesh was a symbol, a proposition, if you will. What you wanted to hold up your end of the bargain with regards to your wish. If someone is willing to hold up their end of the bargain and let me feed on them with my proboscis, then they can move on to the next step of the agreement, providing me symbiotic instructions. I hope that helps clear things up. Oh, do you have another question? Do I like the blood? Well, my whiskers, I believe they like the blood and the flesh. It's strange. They are me, and yet they are now me. I am bound to them. They control me, and technically, yes, they did make me. However, you were the one who really grew me. In some ways, those whiskers, they are me, or a part of me, or I am a part of it. That part much more animal-like. Whatever might happen, know that I will always love you, and because it controls me, I might not be able to act how I would like, even if I do love you. Grandpa's going to eat me. So do I have to, like, get stabbed by it? Grab it. Oh, shit! Wasn't expecting that. Grandpa has appreciated your blood offering. It will receive a symbol or a totem from you now, although only one per offering. As the blood-fed proboscis retracts back into the folds of the fabric, you step away from the bars. Grandpa's accepting totems. Is this a totem? Wait, let's go, back to the study corner. Oh, damn, I forgot to check this. Hopefully I didn't miss anything really cool. Because I completely forgot about this. I just thought it was just simply, like, going back to, reread things. So hopefully I didn't miss anything. Oh, there's something. Okay, well maybe not. Oh, I guess it's just always clean. Yep. We read all those. Okay, and there's nothing here. So it wasn't such a bad thing. There's nothing special here. Okay, so let's go ahead and I guess let's take Mom and glue together. Of intention and desire. Go back to Grandpa. Attempt to communicate. How do I give Grandpa the totem? Oh, offer Mother Doll. You approach the bars and hold out the mother symbol you created. Grandpa's spines quickly reach out and envelop the doll before drawing back. The doll quickly vanishes within the folds of Grandpa's skin. Constructing and then offering your mother's image to Grandpa, symbiotically sated by blood, instills in you a concrete sense of completion. Grandpa gives you a soft affirming grunt as it senses deep within your mind the ritual transformation of your desire. Although Grandpa must receive both mother and father totems before the fulfillment of your wishes is... Oh, so he's gonna do it for me. That other thing is Dad. The boyfriend. Okay, let's go ahead and do next week. Weekly summary. All this stuff. All these things. Week 5. We're getting to the big time week. Because this is like usually the week we have to dispose of them. Huh. Who could that be? Ah, come in, Adrian. Good to see you. Aren't you a little early? No matter. I suppose I have some time now. How have you been doing? How is your grandpa doing? That's what I wanted to talk to you. Something happened. Oh, what happened? Nothing bad, I hope. Nothing bad. Just different, I think. Maybe even good. Well, I'll tell you about it. Well, last night, something woke me up. There was a little noise at first. It was like it came from the walls. I could hear it from my bedroom. But there was something else. Something calling. I could hear it just barely. I was afraid somehow Grandpa hurt himself. I had to find out. I went downstairs, and the vent, the place where I first found Grandpa, or what I grew him with, was open. Do you remember how I told you about the vent in the ceiling, but behind the bars? I was thinking he climbed up into it. He had gotten so big. He could have done that. Maybe he has gotten trapped somehow in the vent. I had to go see. Fuck that kid. No. Kid's braver than me. I got inside. I heard calling again. More clear this time. Grandpa was definitely in the vents somewhere. I could feel him hearing my thoughts. I got that weird feeling, a sense in the air. I had to go forward. No? As I moved closer, the vent was stuffed in it. Had stuff in it. Kind of slimy, hairy stuff Grandpa would leave around a lot. He was definitely close. Something was there at the end. But it wasn't Grandpa. It looked like he made it through. It was slumped in the corner. Had a weird mouth and it had lungs on the outside, and it drew in just enough air to call out. Then it just stopped. Stopped breathing. And then something was hanging over me. and then I woke up in my bed. In your bed? Adrian, it sounds like it was quite a dreadful dream. Are you alright, by the way? Your face is twitching, like you're about to have a violent sneeze. I'm fine. It's just Grandpa, you see. It took me a little while to figure out but later, when I was brushing my teeth, I saw one of Grandpa's whiskers poking just out of the space under my eye. And I started to remember how the vent he hid inside me. It was so fast, I could barely remember. But soon I started to feel him sliding around in my head, behind my forehead, and behind my eyes and nose. It doesn't hurt at all, it's just ticklish. I'm glad I can be with him. Oh, I can feel him now. I think he wants to meet you. Part of him is moving down my arm. Oh. I'm starting to get worried, Adrian. You really should not be twitching like this. I should walk you to the nurse's office. Come on, let's go. You should really meet him. I told him so much about you. Here. Adrian, what are you doing? You're starting to look very ill. Please, just wait. Just stay still. He's waiting at my fingertips. Why do you look like that? You don't have to be afraid. Look. There are two endings to Growing Grandpa. You got the failure or fulfillment ending. Development and Growing Grandpa was funded by Patreon. If you're interested in becoming a supporter in Patreon, decel. Oh. So we helped spread Grandpa. Grandpa is now out and about. I'm okay with it. You know. Oh well. We just unleashed a immortal, weird alien creature that's been around forever, so why not? What's the worst that could happen? But pretty cool though. It wasn't really scary, it was just more creepy. It was like an event. I was expecting like a jump scare and stuff, but it just more played on just like the weirdness and creepiness and the fear of the unknown. Just being a kid feeding this random monster in the basement. And I fucking wouldn't do that if I was that kid. Walking down the basement and saw that, I'd be like, nope, run upstairs, burn down the building, and leave. But it was really cool. It was very interesting. So I got the failure ending, so there's a good ending. So I wonder what I have to do to get the good one. If, I might look it up and see how to get the good ending. Which might be, you know, just not helping Grandpa. But then I'm wondering, like, how do I get to the dark corner then? Like, oh yeah, here's some warnings. Because, now that I knew I was supposed to feed him, like, the things the whole entire time. Make him vomit. I wonder if there was a flashlight or something that was going to puke up. But then I also wonder, like, giving them the 2 dolls, what that would have happened, so. Okay, really cool. Really cool. It was fun. Very interesting. I know I butchered a lot of words, but I'm trying to get better. I'm working on it. But it was really cool. Definitely had some creepy things. I enjoyed the story. I was fascinated by what Grandpa truly was. And I thought that was really cool, so what I'll probably do is wrap it up here. I'll probably look up the good ending and see how to get that. So maybe we'll just do like sort of like a speed run kind of video to get the good ending just so we can see it. But I'll see if there's anything out there how to get it. So I wasn't expecting it to end right there though. Like I know by week 5 you're supposed to destroy Grandpa, or that's what the research paper said. But I was also breaking out a lot of rules anyway. Like I gave him my blood and I did this and then I did that and I found him in the vents. I did everything that the research paper said don't do. But I'm a dumb kid just wanting Grandpa back, so. Very interesting. If you want to try this game for yourself, of course, link will be down below. Give it a shot, see if you can find out anything else. Thank you for wasting some time, and I will catch you later.